When it comes to Bitcoin, the questions never stop. How much is it worth? How does Bitcoin mining work? Can I start mining Bitcoins? And the list goes on, because everybody wants a piece of the world's most popular cryptocurrency. And why wouldn't they? This is why we've done some extensive research about Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, so you'll know everything there is to know about this topic. After that, you can decide for yourself if mining Bitcoins is something you'd be interested in doing or not. It all breaks down to costs vs generated revenue. That's what mining for Bitcoins is all about. You need to make sure that you have the right computer gear matched with the perfect mining software and a really good electricity contract so your costs will not go through the roof. How to mine Bitcoins? As a future potential Bitcoin miner, there are a couple of things you should start reading about. In order to learn how to mine Bitcoin, our advice is to go over this Bitcoin mining tutorial we have created because you'll quickly understand the ins and outs of this operation. Mining is the process of creating or building valid blocks that constantly add transaction records to BTC public ledger. This public ledger is called a blockchain, which is becoming one of the most interesting technologies in the world today. Mining and Bitcoin miners, in general, are an essential part of the blockchain. They are the ones solving the double spend problem, which is a very common term in the crypto world. This term refers to the need of having a general consensus regarding the entire transaction history conducted on the blockchain. Your Bitcoin ownership is directly correlated to this issue. Being able to prove how many Bitcoins you own is a mathematical process done through public key cryptography. This specific type of cryptography can't be broken with the current technology we have available, which makes Bitcoin and the entire blockchain a very safe digital space for your investments. When we're talking about safety regarding your investment, we mean that your money can't be stolen, not that it can't depreciate in value, as we all know how highly volatile this sector is. Your Bitcoin's value can drop immediately, and just like that it can rise back up. It's completely unpredictable, but when it comes to security, it's totally safe. Everything is extremely complex, and you should be discouraged if you don't understand the entire process straight up front. Nobody does it first. It takes time to understand how Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining works, and that's why we recommend you continue to read the following rows. One of the best things about mining is that altering even the smallest part of a block will immediately change the expected hash, and the following parts of the puzzle as well, which will instantly be marked as incorrect. The blockchain's nodes will block this invalid hash, thus saving the entire network from copying an incorrect transaction, which can be directly correlated with a large array of cybercrimes. Bitcoin mining hardware, CPU or GPU. When you'll start looking up the best Bitcoin mining hardware, you'll find yourself in a huge dilemma regarding the GPU for mining and the CPU for mining. You'll wonder which one is best suited for your needs, what's the difference between them, and which one should you choose. Asking yourself these questions upfront is crucial before beginning your Bitcoin mining adventure, because you want to be well aware of how cryptocurrency CPU usage works. You'll need to evaluate the costs before making serious investments in mining hardware, and only then can you begin calling yourself a true Bitcoin (BTC) miner. Bitcoin miners get paid based on the work they conduct on the blockchain. They receive amounts of Bitcoin for generating new blocks on the blockchain, thus ensuring the technology and the transactions conducted by millions of people worldwide. Miners can get new Bitcoins for creating new blocks or get fees from users in order to transact on their network. These are the two forms through which Bitcoin miners get paid. With each newly generated block, the reward amounts to 6.25 BTC. These numbers are valid as of May 2020, and they apply for the vast majority of Bitcoin miners all around the globe. This set value has been programmed to have itself at fixed intervals defined in the algorithm, which last for approximately 4 years. This means that at one point, there will be no more Bitcoin left to be mined, which will make miners get paid strictly from the fees they will get from transactions on the blockchain. These transactions will continue to guarantee the security of the network. According to the blockchain's algorithm, by the year 2040, the reward received by a Bitcoin miner for each new block will go down to 0.2 BTC, and only 80,000 Bitcoin, out of a total of 21 million BTC will remain available for miners to acquire. Mining will completely end in the year 2140, if we all last that long, which will mark the period when the last Bitcoin has been mined. The information provided above is important because you need to understand how the mining process works and what rewards you can get in order to decide what kind of Bitcoin hardware you need to purchase based on your mining goals. At first, your only option for efficiently mining Bitcoin is to buy an application-specific integrated circuit device, which we'll later refer to as a SiC. This is the basis of every standard Bitcoin mining hardware setup. ASICs are designed and created specifically to mine BTC. That's the only thing they can do, so you can't repurpose them for other tasks if you ever consider quitting mining for Bitcoin. Since they were designed specifically for this task, they are very efficient and they work a lot better than any other improvised gear you find online. They were first launched back in 2013, making all other Bitcoin mining devices obsolete. ASICs took over the cryptocurrency mining industry, and you can't find a miner today that doesn't use one as we speak. Are you considering mining with basic CPUs, GPUs, or the more efficient FPGAs? Then you should probably consider mining other cryptocurrencies because they are not the most efficient in terms of usage. When it comes to mining Bitcoin, BTC, they produce Bitcoin at a very slow pace, meaning that you'll eventually consume more electricity than the value of generated BTC. To paint a better picture, the most efficient graphics card which was available just before the ASIC takeover was the AMD 7970, and it has a production capacity of 800 million hashes per second. Today, an average ASIC can produce 100 trillion hashes per second, which is 125,000 times more than the best graphics card on the market. What can we say about Bitcoin mining in 2022? Is it still worth it? Will it make you a fortune? Although the answers on this theme may vary from person to person and from situation to situation, we'd say that mining is still worth it. Sure, you can expect to have the same returns on investment as you would have gotten from mining back in 2016, but there's still a pretty penny to be made in this sector if you know how to use your resources correctly. Let's say you have really cheap electricity at your disposal, or you have a regenerable green energy source that produces electricity for you. Well, in that case, there's no doubt about it. Bitcoin mining is still worth it in 2022.